Estamos. ¿Se me escucha todo bien? Perfecto. Llego tarde hoy. Se me fue el santo al cielo. Quería ver esto, gente. Quería ver esto y he llegado tarde,
Brandon,
macho.
those
Vamos,
have
espérate.
so many things that
Dejarme
players can do with
que-
them. Like, what do you imagine them doing?
Que
I
abra el
think
chat
the
un
Skull
segundo.
Catalyst is going to be really interesting because, you know, when you could create a mob farm with a
Que
like
están
through the tech
enseñando.
community.
¿Se han votado ya a
Usually
los
when
mobs?
a mob dies, it doesn't
¿O
drop
no?
XP unless you, the player, actually kills it. So with
Ah,
this, you might be
ahora
able
os
to
pongo en
create some
contexto,
sort of
¿vale?
XP
Ahora os pongo en
farm.
contexto.
There's lots of
Un
opportunities.
poco bajo.
And you can build like experiences for other players. Like imagine building like a haunted mansion or a really
ahora
dark
explico todo lo que
forest,
está
and then you
pasando,
have the shriekers.
Terrifying.
So then, you know, when players out walking and then they activate the
Buenos días,
shrieking,
buenas
you're
noches,
like,
buenas tardes. ¿Qué tal estáis, gente?
That's amazing.
¿Qué tal
Or
estáis?
you do that all
Se
viene
around your
directito hoy,
world
ultra
and just
jugoso,
whenever
ultra
anyone's
fresco.
visiting
I'm
you.
not going to visit your world.
Pero dejarme que abra todas las cosas que lo he abierto.
We have a community question
¿Dónde se
for
vota,
you.
tío? Yo no he votado todavía. Yo no he votado todavía. Yo no he votado todavía al mob. ¿Dónde se vota? Seguro que está en la descripción o algo. ¿En
that's an
Twitter?
interesting question.
Fuck, voy a
From
buscar el
the
tweet
art
un
side,
segundo.
we actually had the
Están
inspiration.
hablando. Todavía no ha salido, ¿no? El definitivo. Minecraft, Twitter. A ver. How? Minecraft. Vale. Survive in the night. Vale. Lo estoy buscando, ¿eh? Aquí. ¡Ojo! ¡Dios! Ya se han cerrado las votaciones. ¡No! Ha ganado Alay. Ha ganado ya. Ha ganado. A la verga. 1 millón de votos, tío. 1 millón de votos, gente.
Will come.
Yo prefería a Alay también, antes que al Copper Golem. Aunque me da penita, tío, el otro, el verde. Sí, el DC Fandom es ahora también, ¿no?
Una paja y a estreamear.
¿Cómo? Escucha, van a enseñar hoy el tráiler de la nueva película de Batman. Vale, están pasando muchas cosas en el mismo día, gente. Ike Cannot. Ahora os leo, todos los que os he escrito. Muchas gracias, gente. Muchas gracias. El golem al final no lo metieron, ¿no? El de las cavernas. Uf, qué puto mal rollo da, ¿no? Hijo de puta. Dios. Se parece a Mordisquitos. De Carmalan. Terrible. Va con menos delay en Twitch. Bueno, mira, ya que estamos aquí, da igual. Vaya un segundo más rápido en Twitch, ¿sabes? Mordisquitos. Dios. Pero pégale, Si es que eres bobo. ¿No lo has pegado?
Kind of back to thinking that the Skulk family is very adorable and sweet. After seeing that, wow, there is a lot there, Brandon.
Bueno, voy a leer
Definitely a lot
subs y
to
ahora
unpack.
a
I mean,
ver
the
si...
first thing
¿Pero van a
is
enseñar
that
algo
the
el nuevo
warden
mob?
actually emerges
¿O solo lo que han
underground. So that
enseñado ya?
means you know that wardens
Va a
are
haber
kind
algo,
of
¿no? Uy,
in the
los vídeos
deep
no van,
dark, in the
espérate.
walls, under the floor.
Espérate que los vídeos no van,
And
voy a
it
recargar un
also has
segundo, a ver
developed
si
a sense of
funciona ahora.
smell. So of course you can sneak around and try to be, you know, quiet
Vale,
and
creo
not
que
to get
se
detected.
arregla, voy a intentar mandar.
But unfortunately, the warden's not going to be able to sniff you out and find where you are. And if it
Perfecto, ya
sniffs you
funciona
while
todo.
you're really close by, then it's going to start noticing you.
Falta una
Wait, so
votación más. ¿De
basically the
qué?
warden is like,
¿De qué falta la
"You smell
votación?
that? It's happening," and just like going for the
Pretty
players?
much, yes. It's not going to be fun for you.
No
and
creo
I
que
love that
enseñen
we're
algo
having
más.
that like sneaking gameplay because we haven't really had that before. So you know, you are in the deep dark, everything's super dark, and you're sneaking, trying to find a treasure.
Está ahora mismo el DC Fandom. Vale, ¿aquí creéis que van a enseñar algo más?
It's really,
Porque
really
lo
cool. I
tocho
mean,
de hoy
I
era
think
que
you're
iban a hablar un poco
definitely
del
up
futuro
to
de Minecraft y tal, que creo que ya lo han
terrifying
hecho.
level, Brandon, and I
Y
just
el mob
love how much you've
nuevo, ¿no?
expanded the deep dark to feel
Pero poco más.
it's so immersive.
Yes, definitely.
It's really amazing. Thank you so much for joining us and scaring us half to death.
No worries, that's my job.
Está muy
he's
alto.
so expert. Like if you want to do something scary, it's like, Brenda.
Ah, perdón.
Thanks,
Es que
Brandon.
tenía yo los cascos bajos. Rubius, chúpame la pija. Chúpamela tú porque te vas a ir
Agnes,
baneado,
the
crack.
deep
Venga.
dark is one
Un
part,
saludo.
this sort of very adventurous
ahí está.
side of the wild update, which the name
ver.
is starting to really become clear after talking
La
to Brandon.
1.19 van a
And then
enseñar.
the other part you said is really this more of that beauty and, you know, the
He visto que
atmosphere.
han metido cosas como para
So we
modders
want
y
to,
tal,
like,
en plan que puedes crearte tus
celebrate
propios
wilderness
mobs y
of
tal, eso está
Minecraft.
guay.
And one thing
Eso
we
está
want to
guay.
focus on is immersion. So when you play
Eso está
Minecraft,
guay.
we really want you to feel that you're inside
A ver,
the
¿qué tenemos por
Minecraft
aquí?
world,
Lila
actually,
Pink,
like
muchas
we
gracias.
are now.
Aijoto, Detective Morgan,
And
Elisa
we
Urán,
also, like,
Edule,
want to focus or
Matkit,
have focused on
Beomx,
biome diversity.
10,
So we want to
Toniño,
find,
muchas
like,
gracias. ¡Oh!
unique identity for different biomes. For example, the birch forest, as you can see in this beautiful
¡Qué
concept art.
bonito!
So in the birch forest, we want it to be like light and peaceful.
Quieren hacer
and the sun
un bosque de
reaches the
birch.
ground, the trees are
Del
tall
árbol
and
este
the
de... ¿Cómo se llama este?
flowers
¿Este era Beto?
It's really
Este era Beto,
beautiful.
¿no?
It looks very Swedish in the birch forest.
That's true.
Así
That's actually
verdecito
very
clarito
Swedish.
mola, el bioma.
It's gorgeous. And then you
Abedul,
have,
Abedul,
so
eso era.
you want to add more
Abedul.
atmosphere to the different biomes, but there's one biome that you want. I mean, I would say you're giving it quite an overhaul. It's getting a lot more in the wild update.
Yes,
A ver,
that's
a ver,
true.
a ver.
That's the swamp.
Swamp. Oh, van a
Our
meter una,
archaeologist is so
una
amazing.
update a,
It's
a las
such a beautiful
ciénagas.
concept
Van a
art.
meter
And
algo
as you
nuevo.
can see here, the atmosphere is really different from the birch forest as well.
It really
Mola
is.
que hagan
It's
un dibujo en
amazing.
plan como
So
un
we have
concept de
another
lo que
one of our
quieren
gameplay
que sea
designers
in-game
here
después,
and our
¿sabes?
swamp
Eso hace
expert,
falta en cualquier
Corey.
cosa, tío,
Welcome,
para tener la
Corey.
idea clara.
Corey.
Hey, it's absolutely wild to be here.
Oh no, Corey. The puns are so quick to start.
It's Corey after all.
Yeah, it's very on
Ojalá
brand.
poder verlo en español, tío, con subtítulos.
So
No entiendo
you're
por qué no
gonna
lo
tell
hacen
us
eso.
about all
Nintendo
of
siempre lo hace
this.
eso,
I mean, there's a lot of
Poner
exciting
subtítulos en
things coming to
español.
the swamp. So what are we getting?
Yes,
Adriano,
there
muchas
are a lot
gracias.
of
Is
awesome
Gamer,
things coming.
Jovi, Cuencat,
The first of which is
Ice
the
Cream,
boat with the chest in it.
Iriuski Doblas, Beltrán, Juaco, Mati. Gracias, gente, ahora sigo leyendo. Barcos con chest. Esto es algo que ya estaba, ¿no? ¿O solo en mods? Esto es algo que ya estaba ¿Solo en mods? What the fuck? ¿Y han tardado 5 años en meter
It's so
esto?
useful.
And relaxing.
Yes, and especially now, you know, in Cliffs and Cliffs Part 2, we have even wider rivers, so it's easier to travel on water, so it's going to be like extra useful.
Yeah, and like in the aquifers as well.
Yes, so like when you go rafting in the caves, you can like put your diamonds in the chest in your boat. Oh,
It's
That's
really
really nice.
amazing. And you've been
Está poniendo
working on
ejemplos
what
como
I
que
think
puedes,
now
en
would
plan,
be
cuando
my
vayas por
favorite
las
tree
cuevas estas
in
que van a tener agua,
Yes.
que
we're
puedes
adding
coger
the
tus
mangrove
diamantes
trees to Minecraft.
y guardarlos ahí. Ay.
So as you can see here, this is a propagule. And
Mangrove
grow
Tree
from mangrove trees that are
Generation.
actually, like,
Un árbol nuevo.
ready to grow mini mangroves growing from the mangrove.
Mangro.
You
Vale,
can see here, the
esto es
mangrove
un árbol
tree
que crece
grows
solo
across
debajo del
the
agua.
root blocks. It has vines hanging down from the leaves. The propagules are actually growing.
Esto seguro que está en la ciénaga,
Grow
en
from
el,
themselves.
en el
And
mundo
I
del
really
bioma
like
de
how
la
the
ciénaga.
propagules are looking here. And okay, I'm just gonna nerd out on propagules for a
please
minute.
do.
Okay, so in real
Alright.
life, the propagules grow, like I said, from the mangrove tree.
Vale.
And then when they fall into
Están
the water,
basando
or
en la vida
let's say
real.
they fall into water, they can float for up to a year before they plant themselves in the like water, underneath the water or on land, wherever they happen to land.
¿Cómo?
And mangrove trees themselves are actually amazing
explico.
for like local ecosystems, fighting
sea,
climate change.
parece ser
local
que
communities.
esto en la vida
They're
real,
super trees, and I'm
para que la
really, really excited
semilla
that we're
caiga al
adding
agua
something
y
like
crezca,
Awesome.
puede,
And this is the
en
first
plan, para que
sapling
toque
that
el
you
agua
can
puede
plant
pasar un
underwater.
año,
that. Yeah, you can plant it
para que empiece a
underwater
crecer,
and on
¿sabes?
land as well.
Espero que no sea así en
So
Minecraft.
cool. When you first
Porque pueda
showed me the
usar la,
mangroves and you talked
la
about
esta de
your
hueso,
favorite
¿sabes? El
thing,
polvo
the
de hueso para hacerlo
propagules.
crecer más
I
rápido.
actually remember playing in mangroves in Florida, and we would use them to like write
Mangroves.
in the sand
Mangrove.
because they're super cool.
That's
So seeing
procrastinación,
them
mucho por los
in
5
Minecraft
usazos.
is just
3000 con
so
100 bits.
exciting.
Buenas,
And of
Rubius, hiciste la de
Where
Neymar.
there's
Una
a new
paja y a
tree,
streamear.
there must be a
Neymar ha hecho
tree.
eso.
The mangroves do come
No,
with a new
hoy no.
type. And like
Otros
always
días a
when
lo
we
mejor
add
sí.
a new tree,
Alt
we're
F4, muchas gracias.
so
Ichi
happy,
Espinosa,
like,
soy
we get so
Miachu.
many questions
Steven,
from the
Masan,
community, like, will there be a
Jimena,
new type?
Estrada, Fabio, Shadow,
And
Stile Francesca.
Therefore, we're so happy that we were able to add a new wood type for the mangroves. And look at it, I think it's really pretty. And you also don't see like all the blocks here. It's gonna be like a full set for the wood types. It's gonna be like doors and trapdoors and so on.
Oh,
Gorgeous. I love it.
Now, I'm so excited about mangroves, but I just need to mention another thing.
esto será parte de los mangroves, esto, los
We
árboles.
decided to go with like really big roots, and I think those are so cool. And we actually prototyped quite a lot back and forth, and it was a bit tricky to decide how the roots should look like, as you see in this picture here. But now I'm so happy that we went with the like multi-block roots, because, for example, when you like go with the a boat, and then you can go under the mangroves, and I think that adds
Oh,
such a nice
ojalá,
feeling to it.
Esto,
like in
esto
this
da un rollo muy
picture,
guay, tío.
It's really nice atmosphere.
Pero no sé cómo van a conseguir que la
That's
iluminación
beautiful.
sea
I
así,
really
¿sabes?
agree. And like when I was testing, I really loved
difícil.
that feeling of like being underneath
shaders.
it, being
Yeah.
like this huge feeling. And I wanted more. I wanted to be surrounded by mangroves. So I was like, why don't I just make a mangrove swamp biome where I'm completely surrounded by them? So as you can see in
Así
this
será el
video,
bioma.
walking around, you're just completely surrounded in the mangrove
Joder, es un
swamp.
poco
It's just
deprimente,
mangroves
¿ves?
As far as the eye can see, just
Ha
like in
quedado
real
súper
life.
deprimente,
And you have
tío.
all the mangroves propped up on their roots.
Ojalá fuera como en
growing
los,
the water, so you
en
can
los
take your
concept
boat
arts.
underneath like Agnes like, and you're just completely surrounded by the awesome beauty of it.
¿Quién de
so
Tortilla
beautiful.
lanzaría una casa aquí,
and,
gente?
I mean,
En este
during the
bioma.
sunset, every time
¿Quién
I was
sería el
testing, I
loco
would
que
actually,
sería una
like,
casa
pause
aquí?
the day-night cycle just to watch the sunset in the mangrove swamp. It was super beautiful.
Sí, está muy gris, le falta como ese
That's
toquecito.
absolutely gorgeous. I noticed that that was
Jagger.
not dirt.
Good
¿Tú?
eye, Lydia. That was wet dirt, otherwise known as mud.
That's amazing. So you've actually added mud to do something really cool.
Yeah, so we're adding really cool renewability mechanics to mud.
Han-
The first of which
mud,
is
¿cómo
if
se
you
diría
take
eso
a
en
dirt block
español?
and pour a
Eh,
water bottle on it, then you can get more mud. And then the
Como
other one is if you
tierra
take your
mojada,
mud
¿cómo se
block
llama
and
eso?
stick it on top of the dripstone, it
Lodo,
will
eso.
sort of like drip the water
Van a
out
meter
of
un
the mud and
nuevo-
eventually dry it out, which
Un
turns
nuevo
into
cubo de
clay.
lobo.
I
Todo.
love the renewable clay. Like I always need more bricks. So perfect.
Yeah, your local mason isn't going to be super happy with you though.
That's actually true. I have this one mason, it's diamond tier mason in my village, and I always trade with them.
You're taking a
I
villager's
know,
job.
they might be a bit upset
Da igual
now,
eso,
but
Rubius, como la
still
mayoría ya
renewable
juega con
clay.
shaders,
Yeah,
¿para qué
it's
ponerlo?
really, really cool.
Ah, pero la
And you're
mayoría
also
también sigue
using
jugando la
mud to make a
1.12,
new
¿sabes?
block.
Pero eso no
Yes,
significa
we're
que
also adding
Minecraft no
mud
debería
bricks.
intentar, yo qué sé, ponerse al
So
nivel de
mud
lo...
bricks are a really, really exciting like building block. And as you can see here, the brick
El de
texture is actually different
Minecraft
than the
versión
other stone
Xbox
bricks
sí que
that we
podía
have in
tener
the game.
shaders, ¿no? Sí
So
que
they're
tenía
sort of
shaders, creo que sí.
smaller, more compact, but it is really cool like to build with. It matches a lot of different block sets, and I'm really excited to build with
Gente, me
them.
decís que vosotros no jugáis con mods.
I just love the look of them. They're awesome.
No jugáis con un mod pack.
So beautiful. We have a creator
Jugáis a
question for the
Minecraft
two of
base.
you.
Aha.
どうもこんにちはプチプチです。私からの
プチプチ
質問はね
プチです
こちらになります。どうして泥レンガを追加することにしたのでしょうか。
¿Por
I'm
qué
so excited they
decidisteis
asked this
añadir
question
lodo al
because I really
juego?
wanted to answer it. So the main reason that
A
I
ver.
wanted to add mud bricks to the game is that I really wanted people to feel like they're okay all around the world.
Vale,
there are
está
houses built out
diciendo
of mud bricks. So
que
many
la
people
noche que
around
se le
the
ocurrió
world have
ponerlo del lodo
houses,
se fumó un
buildings
porro
using
así de
mud bricks, and
grande
I really wanted
y
people
que
who are playing Minecraft
solo
to feel
interesaba
like
a
they
él,
can build their home,
que le
to
da
feel like
igual lo
they're
que le
at home in
interesaba al resto de
Minecraft.
jugadores de
So really
Minecraft,
glad we got
pero
that
que a él le hacía
That's
mucha ilusión
amazing.
traer el lodo al
Yes, and
juego.
it's so important for us that like everyone feels equally
Y que este también se fumó
welcome
un
when playing
porro así de
Minecraft.
grande.
Oh, that is.
Se lo fumaron
that
juntos
is
y los dos
absolutely
decidieron por el lodo.
amazing. Now, so we have like amazing new trees. We have mud everywhere. We definitely need something very cute.
Yes.
Necesitamos algo
well,
cute,
very
ojo.
cute and quite derpy because we're adding frogs.
¡Ranas! ¡Oh! ¡Ey! ¡Qué guapa la animación de Boop! Tener ranas en mi acuario, tío, me gustaría, En mi acuario de tortilla. Ah, pues sí que están metiendo cosillas, Generalmente,
They
estos
are
lives como que
cute
me
and derpy.
decepcionan, o
That's
sea...
the perfect
El que más me
description
sorprendió
of
fue el
them.
live de
The
los Nethers,
cracking
los
is
distintos biomas en el
amazing.
Nether.
And did you see the one
Ese
that
fue la
jumped
hostia,
like
tío.
backwards?
One fell in the water.
Silly frogs. Yes.
Hay algunos que no añaden casi
And
nada,
they
macho.
do, like they do love to jump around, and especially on lily pads, and actually also on big drip leaf, because I mean the big drip leaves kind of look like lily pads. But the funny thing
Podrías
with
hacer
that
otra
is
serie en
then
solitario
when they
para
jump
poder-
on top of the big
para
drip
probar
leaves,
eso,
it's
pues
gonna
sí, la verdad es que
tilt, and then they fall down.
One of them
Cuando
did it
mueran
just-
en tortilla, que ya me quedan solo
maybe
6
it's a,
vidas.
like, frog
¡No!
slide.
No.
No voy a recuperar nunca, gente. Me queda
And
poquito.
you're adding another little tiny creature to this
Itty-bitty.
update.
Yes, the fireflies. So you can see them roaming around, adding a lot of ambience to the swamp, making it feel just nice
Esto
and
mola.
cozy at night. But really,
Las luciérnagas.
my favorite part of them is just making the world come to life, like feeling
Pero
like
son
there's
como
life going on all
píxeles
around
planos,
you.
¿no? No tienen como...
Oh yeah, also they're frog food. Yeah, I forgot to
No tienen
mention that, they're
polígonos,
frog
¿no?
food.
Oh, sí.
Poor fireflies. Yes.
Yeah, but look how happy the frog is.
Yeah, and
That's
they're
true.
beautiful.
Las ranas se
frog
las
food,
comen.
So you can
Ugh.
both enjoy them in the atmosphere and the frogs get
Espinosa,
to eat,
soy
so
Miachu,
that's, you know,
Steven, Masa, Jimena,
Now,
soy Elio, ya soy imbécil,
we're
muchas
calling
gracias.
them
Enzo,
fireflies,
Felicia,
but Corey, is
El
that what
Seco
you
Decir,
called them
Agua de
growing up?
Rubius, Luis,
Actually, no, we called
Chuche,
them lightning
Maga,
bugs.
Nico,
I did
Niki,
too. And in
Iskander,
Swedish,
Killer,
It's
José Durano,
Elflugor, and that's
Blurry,
actually
Joan
literally
y
translates to
Halcón. Muchas gracias,
fireflies.
gente.
Okay. It's very interesting. It became like a lot of people talking about what you called it growing up. But we're really excited to have fireflies or lightning bugs in the game. I want to know
Lo de
more
DCs ahora,
about
tío, es
baby
que hay muchas
frogs.
cosas, tío. Hay muchas cosas pasando en el mundo ahora
so,
mismo.
all baby mobs in Minecraft are just like tiny versions of the grown-ups, but with frogs,
Dios.
we're actually adding tadpoles.
¿Cuál es el stream oficial, tío? Hay un montón. Vale, Tío, es que hay como 50 streams a la vez, tío. Mira, DC enseñando que van a enseñar un nuevo trailer de Batman. Lo de
Once again,
Minecraft.
you deliver on the promise of cute and derpy
Hay muchas
with the
cosas pasando, tío.
tadpoles.
Yes, and you can pick them up in a bucket.
Yes, and that's actually
El trailer de
extra
Batman,
helpful
avisarme
for
cuando
the
sale.
tadpoles,
¿Se sabe a qué hora va a
because
salir exactamente o
we
no?
have frog variants, and when a tadpole grows up, it will pick a variant depending on the temperature in the biome it grows up in. So, for example, if it grows up in a really cold place, it's going to turn into a snowy frog. Yeah, as you can see here.
¡Renacuajos!
So,
Mira,
the frogs
chat,
have kind of
os
like two
han hecho a
main
vosotros.
systems. One is the
Os han hecho a
tadpole
vosotros en el
system, and
juego.
the other one is the cold-blooded system. So frogs are like the first cold-blooded animal in Minecraft. And in real life, there actually are frog variants that pick a color depending on, or they adapt their color depending on temperature. And
Hay
we
ranas
also
que
have
se
that in
adaptan
Minecraft, they
al
went
color
to,
dependiendo de la temperatura y que
Minecraftify
habrá
it. So
ranas en la
therefore,
nieve.
the tadpole's going to pick a variant instead, depending on the temperature.
That's so cool. And there are 3 variants.
Yes, it's going to be 3
Okay,
variants.
so we've seen 2. What's the third one?
The third one is the tropical frog.
Frog,
So let's say you
rana
were
tropical.
venturing out into the desert or the jungle, and you
Vale,
take
si vas a la
your
jungla, como en
tadpole
mi
with
esta
you,
de
and if it
tortilla,
grows up there, it'll turn into
se
a
convierten
lovely
en-
tropical frog. And what
Eso
I
no
really
tiene
love about the
pinta de ser
tropical
tropical.
frogs is how just relaxed they look, and they're like blending into the sand almost. They're just so relaxed.
No sé si se camuflan de puta madre, en la arena.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
¿Pero tendrán alguna autoridad o están ahí solo por los loles?
Yes,
Colored that way.
there is a reason they are white. So, like, I was reading a lot about frogs. Always when we had something new, we read up a lot. It's super fun because we can be really geeky. And then I learned about the real-life frog that's called gray foam-nest tree frog and lives, for example, in Angola, Botswana, and Kenya. And that frog can actually turn almost white to avoid overheating. So that's like the inspiration for the tropical frog in Minecraft.
I love all 3 of them. And you didn't, so you have these different color variations, but you also have something else special
Se
about
podrán
frogs.
comer.
Yes.
Hombre,
So
hay
each
gente que
frog
come
variant
ranas, en la
will
vida
have
real.
something unique that will be useful for the players. But we actually don't even know what that is yet because we are
Mi
working
familia
on frogs
española le
right
hizo una
now.
prank a mi madre una
That is
vez,
so cool.
donde
so
le dijeron
Corey,
que le habían preparado
which frog
pollo
is your favorite?
y cuando le dijeron que lo que se estaba metiendo en la boca era rana, lo
Ooh,
vomitó.
I'm tropical frog. I'm very interested to see which one
Este de
the
coña.
community loves the
I'm
most.
just
Or
gonna
I
love
mean,
them all.
En algunos
of
sitios se
them.
come,
Yeah,
¿eh?
exactly. Thank you so much for joining us, Corey, and taking us into a deep dive of all really cool swamp things.
Yeah, happy to
Thank-
be here.
Bromita.
Thank you, Corey.
Thank
Of
you,
course.
Corey.
I'm just gonna
Prank.
hop on out of here.
Bye,
So
Corey.
many puns.
A ver, un segundo.
I
Creo
like
que van a
that.
enseñar algo ahora.
This is
¿Hola?
quite an awesome update, and I mean, I really see the name
Voy a
for
cerrar el
the
Discord, que con el
wild
Discord abierto
update.
siempre me pasan
You
cosas
get
raras.
a
Creo que es
bit
por
of
mi server.
everything in it.
Está petado de cosas.
Yes, and I love the contrast. Yeah, as you can see in this pretty concept
Wow.
art, it's really like that
¡Hala!
beautiful nature and the super
bonito esto.
terrifying deep dark, and I love that contrast.
Aquí es donde va a aparecer el golem este, ¿no? El
Absolutely amazing.
logro ese tocho.
Well, we're getting close to the end of the show, and as always, the
Nos estamos
time
acercando
has
al fin del
flown
programa,
by,
así que va a haber algo
and
tocho
a
seguro
lot
ahora.
has happened during this show. So let's look back at some of the biggest announcements, and then we will reveal the winning mob.
Bueno, ya sabemos quién ha ganado. Vale, esto es todo lo que han presentado, ¿eh? Esto está muy guapo, tío. Esto no lo había visto. Xbox Pass estará el versión Bedrock y el Java, ¿eh? Y esto es lo que he visto también. Que podrás hacerte tu propio mob. En plan, coger un mob ya existente. O no sé si puedes hacerlo desde cero. Un parche para Minecraft Dungeons. Y este juego estaba guay, pero se hacía muy repetitivo. Estaba chula la idea, pero se hacía muy repetitivo. Sí, Java en Xbox. The Wild Update coming 2022. ...6 de 10, sí, ayer perdí una vida. Escapándome de la cárcel. Pero ¿sabéis qué? Si hubiésemos puesto una antorcha... no hubiese muerto. Pero parece ser que si pones una antorcha en esa zona es cuando no te mueres. Deep Dark, esto es Dios, ¿eh? Este concepto me flipa, tío. Skulk Blocks.
Now it's time to see what mob you chose to add to the game.
Vale, ahora
hey, Jens,
el
do you have
momento
the
de ver
results?
quién es el
Yes, I have them right here in my chest.
Wow.
Pero
Really
ojo,
exciting.
You really
ojo.
came in style.
Estaba gustísimo ahí el Jeff.
Here you go.
Thank you so much. That looked really comfortable. Mhm. Okay, but now it's time to announce the winner.
Lo hemos visto en Twitter. ¿Te imaginas que es el
Okay.
golem ahora?
And the winner
Ale,
is
Ale.
the LA.
Ay,
Wow.
Yes, I'm super happy about that. It's a lovely, lovely mob.
That is
Bravo.
so exciting.
¿Cuál
So,
es la utilidad de
Agnes,
este mob? ¿Era
when
iluminarte
can
por el
everyone
camino o algo así?
expect
The LA?
So the LA will be included in the Wild update, and it's going to be released next year.
Next year, the wild
Siguiente año
update
saldrá la LA.
with the LA. I can't wait. Thank you all so much for joining us. Minecraft
Era algo
wouldn't be what it is today
que te lleva a
without
cosas.
all
Yo
of
creía
you
que en
from
plan
all
te
of us
iluminaba o
at
te avisaba de que había
Studios.
mobs o algo
Thank
así.
you so much. Bye.
Te recoge cosas. Comida de emergencia también. Ojalá sirva de eso. Ojalá sirva de eso también. Pues acabo. No, me hubiese gustado verlos desde el principio, pero bueno, tampoco nos hemos perdido gran cosa. Recoge las cosas que tú le des, pero ¿cuánto puede llevar? ¿Es como una mochila portátil o qué? ¿Es una mochila portátil o qué vainas es? Pero ¿cómo no ganó el golem? A mí el verde me parecía más interesante. El verde era como el que se levantaba, ¿no? Se elevaba o algo así. Creo que sí.